What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode with AB Investments, and hopefully you're having a great weekend. And with that also being said, may the Lord continue His blessings and obviously His mercy all over you and me together for life for the days yet to come. As far as for the AMC play, that's one of the blessings that obviously God or the Lord have basically blessed us with. Now, with that being also said, I'm gonna prepare you for these great episodes, what I think is great episodes, because one, tonight or in this episode, I'm gonna go ahead and prep you with the five AB phases on AMC or in general the stock movement or the meme stock squeeze saga that we've been in and we're still obviously are going through. Now you're like wondering, so what are the five phases consisted of? The phase one is very simple. Phase one was identifying, or or more like the birth of meme stock, meme mania. In fact, for them, they were looking at more like, let's identify a threat. In fact, they didn't even know what that this was going to be the cause. They were looking at stocks that, with 2020 shutdown from COVID, they were looking at March. They were looking at a bunch of companies that made so much sense to short down to the ground. As I mentioned to you months ago, AMC was definitely on top of that list. It makes sense back then. One of my businesses was in the same complex of an AMC theater, and I used to speak to all their GMs, and because they had different ones, almost every other year, and AMC was borderline just struggling and was on the way to die regardless. That literally, like, this is just history for you. And for shorters, they looked at businesses like obviously GameStop, AMC, businesses that rely heavily on walk-in foot traffic or retail foot traffic in order for it to make a living or to continue its business in this industry, in this world. Now, it was very safe for them to choose companies like GameStop, AMC, companies like BlackBerry, Nokia. These just are businesses that are behind. So they chose correctly. Unfortunately for them, there was a phenomena that was birthed or that just occurred. With the shutdown of everything, many people had no other attractions to pay attention to, but perhaps making money because they couldn't make money anymore because they're not going to work. And even if they were getting unemployment or whatsoever, whatever program or whatever PPP loans or whatever SBAs, it's the human nature. I gotta hustle. I gotta make money. The only venue that was open or directly open for them at that time, for many people, was the stock market and the crypto market. Yeah, how many Doge people are in here? Put it in the comment section. You guys remember that run? Anyhow, and at that point, the birth in March and April of 2020, the birth of the meme stock mania was on full display. And yes, it was very small at the time, but obviously, with where there's a lot of time and there's a lot of influence, and obviously, people can reach out to each other in social media. Things like this, at a snap of a finger, could change, which is what exactly happened. Phase one took all the way from April 2020, all the way till Septemberish, Septemberish of 2020 itself. So it was about 3 to 4 or 5 month move or phase. So at that point, phase two came in, because now the opposite end of those shorts, as the market reopened in June of 2020, or began to reopen back in June of 2020, the people on the opposite end of these shorts, which is hedge funds, banks, market makers, almost the whole house, the whole kingdom. All those guys had to size up because obviously they couldn't close down their shorts, or they couldn't successfully bankrupt these companies, not even one. So they had to size up the threat that's against them, which is the movement. And what they did was in January of 2020, we and them seen on full display the amount of threat that they have. And what was the threat to them? Well, obviously, one, they're over leveraged. And they saw that people were way more sophisticated than they have ever seen. What do I mean by that? With GME, they saw that people, not only were they holding and not selling, but people were more sophisticated than even institutional investors. I mean, these guys were exercising all these options, like obviously following in the footsteps of Roaring Kitty, cashing in on many option calls, and exercising many, forcing the market maker to go ahead and hedge for this and buy all these shares, making the price catapult to the upside. So at that point, that's when they made a quick, the infamous moment, unfortunately, when the NSCC employee, you guys seen that prick's picture that pulled the button that day. And ever since then, it's just been that, Robinhood pulled the button. Well, obviously many other brokers did the same thing. Don't worry, I'm not protecting Robinhood. Robinhood is a piece of shit. They're already, in my opinion, they're going to be fading away anyways into the sunset. Anyhow, but the worst part about it was the fact that when GME was the tipping spear of that spear, basically the tipping point, all the other stocks like AMC and many other memes were suspended or halted. And the reason why they were halted is because if people were doing this with GME and they halted that without them long shorts closing down their positions, because if it was already in the 400s without the long shorts covering, you can only imagine to what area that was going. And people were not planning on ever tossing any water on that fire. In fact, they were tossing so much gasoline by exercising option calls. And the other side, our adversary, did not expect for a single moment that, well, one, not only were these companies perfect targets, but they turned from perfect targets to predators of their own to their own survival. And on top of that, the size was volcanically dangerous to them because they've seen it. So they were not obviously going to ever allow AMC, BlackBerry, Nokia, SBCE, Cause, many other Tilray to run the way that they were, or at least have a little bit of a breather. We saw that just a little bit of a breathing room for GME, and it almost put the whole economy into a another shutdown past that 2020 COVID shutdown. So now you're wondering, okay, so that was phase 1 and phase 2. What is phase 3, 4, and 5? Well, like I said, 9 minutes is long enough for this episode. So you now got phase 1, phase 2. I'm going to come at you with phase 3, phase 4, maybe tomorrow, maybe phase 5. If not, phase 5 might be on Monday, because I'm going to prepare you for all that stuff as I've been doing for months. Now, as for these scavengers out there that are scavenging out of my stuff, welcome to heaven. AB is constantly going to keep uploading things. And as for those free floaters out there that are just hopping in from one place to another, hoping to, I guess, I don't know, egg people on, or to, I don't know what to call you guys, but I got you right here. No worries. That was phase 1 and 2. I'll see you guys for phase 3 and 4. And until then, much love, AB Investments.